All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about what Tim Bradley had to say about Jaron Ennis and Terence Crawford, and he ain't shy about it. Let's talk about that in this video. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. We're going to talk about the welterweight division in this video, specifically with Tim Bradley, former 147-pound champion. Can't recall exactly what belt he had, but beat Manny Pacquiao. I do believe that was for a welterweight belt. Lost to him subsequently. But regardless, there you have it. Now a current commentator on ESPN, what he had to say about Jaron Ennis and Terence Crawford. But before I get into that, I want to say welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for continuing to support the channel. If you are not a subscriber, please accept my invitation to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you can be notified of when we release more videos. Also, make sure to support us with our sponsor for this video, BUSR, at busr.ag/Fanon. Use the promotional code Fanon and you will get different values for your wagering dollar. So let's get into this. Tim Bradley was asked about Jaron Ennis fighting Terence Crawford. And it is a very realistic question to be asked because Jaron Ennis right now is in the top 5 of every major sanctioning body. I think the lowest ranking that he has in either between the IBF, the WBO, the WBA, and the WBC, I think he's at number 4 at his lowest ranking with the WBC. He was currently number 3 until Keith Thurman beat Mario Barrios and then entered into the WBC rankings again at number 3. But other than that, Jaron Ennis is a top contender. So conversations about, how Terence Crawford would do with Jaron Ennis is a fair question because Terence Crawford's a champion in the same weight division. Jaron Ennis is a top 3 fighter in that division with him. So fair question, right? Tim Bradley gives his take on it. And to me, it's a little bit shocking, man, because he was like, do you guys really want to see that fight? And pretty much treated it as if it was silly to think that Jaron Ennis could fight Terence Crawford. He said, look, man, both guys are good guys. Jaron's a good guy. But look, that fight is not going to go the distance. Somebody's going to get knocked out, and it isn't going to be Terence Crawford getting knocked out. So pretty much, Tim Bradley predicts a knockout of Jaron Ennis by Terence Bud Crawford. For me, I do not see that taking place. But I will say this about Tim Bradley. Tim Bradley is very, very sharp on predicting fights. However, I think Tim Bradley also is a little bit in love with Terence Crawford. I've never heard him pretty much say anybody's had a chance to beat Terence Crawford, even when he talks about Errol Spence Jr. And when he talks about the fights, he goes over top a little bit, right? Like talking about how Errol Spence Jr. and everybody in the PBC is running away from Terence Crawford, how Terence Crawford is so good that they're going to, after he beats Sean Porter, that they're all going to go up to 154 pounds and, avoid him and all of that. I don't see that, man. And quite honestly, man, I do not see a knockout of Jaron Ennis by Terence Crawford. I think that the skill set of Jaron Ennis is so far beyond anybody that Terence Crawford has fought to date. Now, the experience level may not be there, right? That is fair enough. But the size, the length, the fact that he can fight in the southpaw stance, the fact that he can fight in an orthodox stance, the fact that guys that are not nearly as good as he, like Victor Postol, have gone the distance with him, I don't think that he's just going to step up and catch Jaron Ennis in some silly mistake. This is not Blair Cobb we're talking about, right? Which, by the way, I've not done a video about Blair Cobb, but I tell you, that was funny to me. I don't like to kick people when they're down, but Blair Cobb was one of the guys that's the type of response that I would have expected to hear from Tim Bradley if he was being asked about the fight between Blair Cobb and Terence Crawford. Like, are you serious? To say that about Jaron Ennis, man, I can't go with that. There's 3 guys or maybe 4. I hope 4. 3 for sure. Where I think if they fight, the top guys fight each other, this fight is going to go the distance. Maybe 5. And that is Errol Spence Jr., Terence Crawford, Yordenis Ugas, and Jaron Ennis. I think if any of these guys fight each other, what you're going to see is a 12-round fight with a lot of that is closely contested, in which we will see and be entertained for the full length of the fight. Terence Crawford, the knockouts that I've seen Terence Crawford get, especially when you look at when he fought Jose Benavidez, that was a fight where the fights were nip and tuck all the way pretty much to the end of the fight, and then he winds up catching Jose Benavidez with a big uppercut and stopping him with one shot. Or when he fought Sean Porter, and Sean Porter was giving him a good fight until he kind of just figured him out, hit him with a big shot, and got him out of there. None of those guys, though, are actually bringing anything at Terence Crawford. And that's where I am what's going to happen when he has somebody that's bigger than him, longer than him, and as fast as he is, fundamentally sound, that is going to be bringing him something where it's not just him being able to sit back, kind of move out of the way, and exchange when he wants to exchange, right? And that's not a situation I've seen in Terence Crawford in there with yet. But if one thing we know about boxing is the more you fight top guys, the closer you are into running into that. There are guys like Ken Norton, who I don't believe Ken Norton beat any of the other top guys at heavyweight. He never fought Joe Frazier, but lost to George Foreman, lost to him horrifically, right? But when he fought Ali, that style just kind of matched up with him because he was there to give something to him pretty much every second of the fight. Slippery, just kind of had a style that threw him off. The longer you see Terence Crawford at 147 against top level guys, the closer you're going to get to that. And I have not seen him in there with that. I've not seen him in that situation yet. I just think Tim Bradley is just not overtaught. I think he's just overdoing it. You know what I mean? Like saying, yeah, man, that's not a close fight. That's not a fight that he wants to see. Well, look, whether you want to see it or not, if Terence Crawford stays at that weight class, that's a fight that is going to be in Terence Crawford's chest. Because if there's nobody, if Jaron Ennis doesn't have a chance to beat him, then nobody at 147 pounds has a chance to beat him, save Errol Spence Jr., right? And so then who is he going to fight? As long as he stays at that weight class, that is a very, very real thing and a very, very real situation that is going to pop up for Terence Crawford. And I hope that it does. I hope that we actually get to see that fight. Now, of course, there is a chance that we've seen stuff like that happen before, where Jermell Charlo fought Erickson Lubin. Erickson Lubin, gets into that fight a little too quick in his career, runs into Jermell Charlo, dips down, gets hit with a perfectly timed uppercut, and Erickson Lubin is out of there, right? So there has been times where really very promising top-level fighters have gotten there too early and they've been punished for it. But there's also been times when young fighters that are get pushed into a championship fight where they really do excel and they exceed, like Errol Spence Jr. and Kell Brook. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.